Dish, dish, pasa, pasa, dish, dish, pasa, pasa, dish, dish, pasa, pasa, dish, dish, pasa.
First of all, I want to offer my sincerest of thanks for showing faith in me and in doing so yourself by responding to our call for My True North Blind Faith 2020. I'm sure by now that you're itching with excitement to be able to understand as to exactly what it is that you've committed to doing. However, just before I give the game away, I want to share a little brief story with you as to why I believe that by what you have done, you have made possibly the most important decision that you could have possibly made for both you and your business this year. Now, don't get me wrong, it does come with a little story, so bear with me for just a few seconds here whilst I recite to you about the blind faith that we have and why it's prompted me to do this for you. And it dates back to my time as a rapid deployment soldier in the British Army. You see, when I joined the Army, I knew I was joining what is regarded around the world as one of the most professional fighting forces in the world. And one of the most prevalent things I was ever taught was when I first joined my first regiment and was taken on one side by the regimental Sergeant Major, Mr. Mick Germain. He said to me this: "Jay, if you're going to succeed in the British Army, you need to understand two things. First of all, the British Army are exceptionally good at being able to do big. We do big well. If there's a big problem out there that's likely to be causing lots of angst for lots of people, if it's going to have a big impact on lots of people, we're really good at doing that. And the reason we're so good at doing it is because people like you have shown commitments to people like me that when I say jump, you'll jump. And you won't ask any questions as to where or why or how many times, you'll simply do it. And we are some of the best in the world at being able to handle big because of that commitment that each and every one of us have made to be able to serve a bigger purpose. So my advice to you as a private soldier joining the British Army is when it's big and there's lots of people involved and it's likely to have a big impact, don't ask questions, simply do. However, if it's small, if it's unlikely to have a big impact on lots of people, if it's something that isn't going to be of significant importance to the British Army, we don't really want to know. We're too busy doing big. Now clear off and have a good career. And it's on that basis that I realised that in order for us to be able to achieve as individuals far more than we would have ever done had we not joined the army, it's about having that blind faith to understand that someone somewhere knows the plan. Someone somewhere has already worked out what's to do and where to do and why to do, and there are times where we simply have to be willing to step forward and step into fear. You see, of the research that we've done into over 150 big business failures, one of the things that we've found is that fear cripples motivation, excitement, innovation. And yet it's very reasonable to understand as to why, as a business owner, we could be fearful. Fearful of failure, of making an error and it all going terribly wrong. Equally, that's the opposite side of the same coin of fear of success. And this perception that if you suddenly became super successful, it would demand so much of your time, effort and interest and consideration that in actual fact you'd have no time to yourself whatsoever, and I can't possibly think of how I would even fit it all in. Fear of uncertainty, fear of not knowing what's next. simply fear of change. It doesn't matter what causes it, but fear paralyses us. It prevents us from doing what's necessary, what's right. It gets us to take baby steps, to dip our toe in the water, and then ironically can't understand as to why we're not making the progress that we would have otherwise have wanted. So on the 8th of October, I'm really excited to be able to share with you that I'm going to help you to address and face fear. We're going to do it in a completely safe and protected environment in considerations to social distancing and COVID and all that type of stuff. But there's a wonderful expression that everything that you ever wanted to achieve is on the other side of fear. So continue watching this and I'll show you as to what you've just committed to doing with me and a group of other business owners on the 8th of October 2020. Enjoy and I'll see you there. In the morning, we'll meet for a hearty breakfast. I'll provide presentations to you all about facing fear and understanding some of the concepts about what we go through as individuals and how to be able to address that. We'll be able to network with some of the other people there and observe as other people be able to take to velocity too. Lunch is also provided. I've got a video crew coming along to be able to capture the entire event, and after lunch I've got the entire event booked for us to be able to enjoy the UK's largest, longest and fastest zip wire in the world. I'm so looking forward to you joining me as we step onto and over the edge and face fear together. I'll see you on the 8th of October. More details to follow as the date gets closer.